Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. This is a very special video actually because I'm having my first ever collaboration. How crazy is that? I'm joined by my sister.
Hi, my name is Thea. That's me. Hi. We are creating OCs based off Picrew inspiration. Picrew picks our designs and we draw them in our style.
And it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be awesome, we're gonna do this. We allowed ourselves to have one rule, and it was that if we didn't like a design, we could regenerate it only 3 times. So that we couldn't like cheat and pick like, oh, the best one. So at least we had that limit. Let's get into the speed paints! So, this is the first character that I got, and I only generated her 2 times because the first one was crazy looking. I did not have any ideas, but this one was way easier. So I got started right away. She looked fairly easy enough to do, and I'm basically just drawing what I'm seeing, but in my style. So now I have a brand new character. She's like wearing a school uniform and she has like a lot of different hair colors, which I did not really like, but I made it a promise to myself that I was going to use as many hair colors as I could and make it fit together in a nice way, as good as I could, all right? So I did that, except I did remove the purple streak in her hair, right? Not the one in the bangs, because that one's like dark brown, but there is a purple streak like right on her bun, and I was like, that is so unnecessary. I'm removing it. Now for the back hair, it is completely white. However, the buns are brown, right? So I decided to make the upper layer of the back hair brown so that only the inside is white, right? I didn't think that was cheating. I thought it was a clever way to incorporate all of the hair colors in a decent way, really. So now her hair is kind of like Sua. When I first got this picture generated to me, I was like, dude, the made like headpiece was like so random, and it was red, which I don't really like red and pink as a color combo to begin with. But then I realized that, well, the tie is red too, and her glasses are red, so they do tie into each other quite nicely. So I made it work anyway, and honestly, she isn't too bad, but all of the colors are just throwing me off. It's very like not cohesive, and it's just not that great to look at, really, and that is the problem I have. So did I succeed with this challenge of making her into a semi-good looking character? I'd say yeah, because I mean, she could pass for a character, I guess. So yeah.
As of my first drawing, I had similar issues as my sister with the fact that I thought the character was a little messy, a lot of things were going on, and I thought it was really hard to try and capture the things in a good way so that it didn't clash. However, I thought it was really fun to do this, and the part that I found the most entertaining was doing the wings, because I am very not used to drawing wings, and it is a very, very special thing to do. However, I am really disappointed in the way that I drew the eyes, because they are very big, they are very trippy. It gives I'm high, and that is not really a thing that I was trying to go for, but it is what it is, I suppose. I am very new with this drawing on the phone, and so I don't really have a cohesive art style. As of now, I'm trying to find my own art style. So this is what I came up with for the moment. I did not have the energy or the thought process to do shading in a very creative way, so I just did with like normal shadows, no like blurred lines. I had very harsh lines, and like one shade color and one highlight color to just keep it a little bit 3D. However, I do really like the skin color. I thought it was really fun to have a colorful skin composed like having normal like skin color, if you understand what I mean. I do love the way I did the hair. I think it looks very poofy, very floofy, and I think it is a very nice detail to the character. However, I did change a bit of the hair because the bangs were a different color. There were a little bit of things that were off in the design, and I didn't really like it, so I did change that. However, in all of my drawings, I did keep similarities to the background of the picture from Picrew to the background of my own picture. But anyways, that is the first of my 3, and I do hope you like it. I don't. But anyways, on to the next.
For my second character, both me and my sister decided that we should do a male. So this is the base that I chose, and as soon as I generated this guy, I was like, Chuji Itadori, get the fuck out of here. But this guy had a tail and no ears, so I was like, you know what, artist liberty. This is a fucking wolf man now, so he has ears now. I make things up here. That's what we do. But he was cool. He had swords, he had an eye patch, he's a smoker. I just realized that I need to add the smoke because I can see that I didn't do that in the speed paint, only in the sketch. But anyway, I started on this guy. I was like very confident. He looked cool. He was right up my alley. He was just a cool guy. Now his arms confused me because there were a lot of things, like a lot of detail on them. There were stitches, there were just weird things, robot parts. I don't even know. He's been through some things, but I haven't decided on what yet. And he's trans because I say so. I colored picked from the image, but the scarf looked so dull on him, so I changed it into a more red because that's kind of the color that I see, even though it's not actually red. Anyway, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I've started to render hair in a different way. And it's something I learned from the YouTuber Kita-kun, which is honestly one of my favorite YouTubers and one of my favorite artists. I love you, you're so cool. Watch their video to see how they render hair. That's what I'm doing, but like a lot less detail. And I just slap it on there and see what sticks. And honestly, it looks pretty okay. The background was pretty cool of the image too, because it looks like he's like coming from a portal, but I didn't want to draw all of that because it looked like a fuck ton of detail. So I just made it like a ring light and added some green and shit. So it kind of still looks like he's coming out of a portal, which I think is so stinking cool. He is definitely a character that I would like redo and remake into an actual OC. So did I succeed in the challenge of making this into an actual character? 100%. He's so cool.
Moving on to my second character. I thought this one was much easier to do. However, I have had difficulties in the past and in the present to draw male bodies. I am so used to drawing female bodies, so drawing male bodies is just not as easy for me. But however, I thought this was a really fun thing as I am not used to drawing in this way. And I loved the design. I loved the fact that it was like African vibe with the hair and the skin and all of that. I thought he was really cool. That's why I chose him. I thought it was really fun to do the design on the shirt because I tried to copy the design from the original print of the picture. And it was challenging, but it was fun. And I quite enjoyed myself doing so. This man is giving kind of a demon vibe because of the tail and the horns. However, I can see the horns being fake as they look like they are stuck to the form of hat/headband. I thought the most fun thing to do was probably drawing on the mustache. I know it is a tiny detail, but I thought it was so fun because, as I said, I'm used to drawing female characters, so facial hair is not really something I usually do, and so I thought it was really fun. I do wish I had changed a few things because the back arm looks kind of like it is in front of the stomach, and I do not really like the way I did that. But despite that, I really like the picture, and I thought it got brought together quite nicely when I did the background and the lighting, because the lighting I think did a whole lot to the vision of the picture. Anyways, this was my second drawing, and I do hope you enjoyed it. I actually quite did. I thought it was really fun, and I really liked the design.
For my third and final character, I got this like alien looking girl. She had a lot of animal ears and I didn't want to put them on her head like as actual ears together with her like humanoid ears. So I made them into headbands. This is a kid who is experimenting with clothes and sexualities apparently and just life on Earth, because that's how I imagine this character. She's from space, but now she's on Earth and she meets someone, I guess. And when I generated this character, I did Google if being a demi-boy and a lesbian is a thing, like a combination you can have, and that is absolutely a thing. So I kept the flags, both of them. So her skin is green, cute, I guess. She's trying on animal ears because why the hell not? Her hair had two different colors. The back was more reddish and the front was more brown, but I decided to lean more into the red, so all of her hair is red now. And there's a random like sleeve in the image, so I just turned it into a wristband or whatever, and only on one hand because that's cute and silly, and this is a child again, so yeah, she's a cutie. Or he, or they, or it. Honestly, a demi-boy, I feel like you can just choose whatever pronouns you want. I personally see this kid as a she, they, but I don't know. Go with whatever you want. Go with whatever you like. They look so cute. Oh my god. I don't really have anything to say. This is not my favorite drawing. I just did it for the challenge. So does it pass for a good character? It's giving very 2020 vibes, and I'm not really into that. I mean, yeah, she doesn't look terrible. So yeah.
I will start off by saying that this third one is my favorite of all three. I thought that like I had a chance to like get into the art, learn how I like to do the style, how I like when it looked and how I didn't. And I think that really helped me to do the last piece a little bit more cohesive, do it a little bit more proportionally, a little better. I really like the way I drew this last one. I thought it was really fun to do the hair, connecting with the ears and all of that. The hair is very big. However, I found it very difficult to do the like corkscrews on the front pieces of the hair because I think it's a very difficult shape, and so I had a bit of a struggle doing that. I also had to improvise a bit on this one because I didn't quite see the whole character, and so I had from the like stomach and down I had to improv of what she looked like. I did add a tail because we could not see a tail in the picture, but I thought since she had cat-like ears, I thought a tail with the matching hair color would look really neatly. I did really like the way the glasses went. I have never drawn glasses before and I thought it looked really cool. The glass thing that I did in the end was a really good idea in my head, I think. The background itself was very difficult, however. I spent maybe 1 or 2 hours on the background. It took so long to do all the wheels like by hand. Now looking back on it, I don't really know why I did that since I could have just picked pictures to put in. But anyways, I think the lighting in this one, as the same with last one, really helped with the vision, and I am very proud of this last one, so I do hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and Thea, thank you so much for being my guest.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, anytime, sister, anytime.
Do not forget to subscribe.
Thank you, and follow my sister on Instagram, why don't you?
Woohoo, yay.
Follow me too while you're at it, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be tagged.
I'll see you in another video, guys.
Yeah, I might.
Stay safe, everyone. Bye.